All right. Well, guess what? It happened exactly like we knew it was going to happen. The unfortunate thing is that for 41 days or 40 days, millions of people had to be panicked out, have fear. Some people even lost their mind at the beginning of November, went out there and actually started robbing from stores, getting themselves arrested, allegedly, even though I saw the video. Now, in this video, what you're going to see and hear is something that I typically never do in my videos. I never like to play Democrats spewing their lies, their propaganda, and BS. It just makes your stomach hurt unless it's to lead towards a point. This video, though, I think you're going to enjoy this because we're going to watch clips of Democrats losing their mind, outraged at Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries. The Democrat Party is imploding, and it's a beautiful thing to see because they did all of this crap, and wait till you find out what they got. It'll blow your mind. Let's get into it. So as you can see right here, massive leftist meltdown ensues as 8 Senate Democrats cave and vote to end the government shutdown. Here's some of the biggest, and we call it the Schumer Shutdown. It's not a government shutdown, it's the Schumer Shutdown. But I'm just going to read a little bit of this so we can get off into who the 8 were. Then I'll get into the video clips. The Democratic base is in an unhinged uproar this morning after a handful of Senate Democrats cut a face-saving deal to reopen the government. As the Gateway pundit reported, the Senate broke the Chuck Schumer-led filibuster last night after 8 Senate Democrats caved and joined Republicans in their bid to pass the revamped plan to end the shutdown. The motion to invoke cloture on the House-passed continuing resolution was passed on the 15th attempt by a vote of 60-40. Now, that's how democracy works in a democratic republic. We didn't have to go nuclear, and I'm glad we didn't. So that way, if these left-wing extremists get back in office, though, you better believe they're not going to have the compassion that John Thune and some of those other older, more traditional type senators had. Remember that. Republicans plan to amend the bill and attach 3 full-year-long appropriations bills. 7 Democrats and 1 independent, Angus King, who caucuses with the party, joined Republicans and passed the resolution. Rand Paul was the lone Republican to vote no. Shocker there, right? Sick of Rand Paul. Here go the Democrats that caved. Angus King out of Maine, John Fetterman out of Pennsylvania, Catherine Cortez Masto out of Nevada, Jean Sheehan out of New Hampshire, Maggie Hassan out of New Hampshire, Jackie Rosen out of Nevada, Tim Kaine out of Virginia, Dick Durbin out of Illinois. Now, those are some huge names. Tim Kaine, Dick Durbin, Maddie Hassan, they knew what was happening. See, unlike the rest of the radicals, they are all in states that they see is being taken over by the red wave. But the rest of them would have let people starve, all while Congress and the Senate gets paid. But let's get off into these clips and let's check out these folks losing their mind. Now, in this first clip I'm going to play, this is the actual vote itself. Let's take a look and listen to that. It's only a few seconds.
7 Democratic senators, and we'll look to see. Fetterman just now voted 8, I'm told. He makes the 8th senator, so we do have at least 60 Senate votes we expect here. His vote is still open. It's always possible someone could change their vote. Don't expect that to happen, though. Expect there to be at least 60 votes. The supermajority to break a Democratic-led filibuster, move towards final passage as soon as tonight or potentially early this week, Jess.
That is.
And let me point out some history to you. Do you know what the longest filibuster in history ever was? The longest filibuster in history was under the Civil Rights Bill that Lyndon Johnson was trying to get passed. Guess who filibustered that? The Democrats. It was the Republicans who wanted African Americans and minorities to get their voting rights. So Republicans voted with the Democrat president to provide civil rights. The only problem that came with that is that the Democrat president, Democrat Congress, even though it was Republican votes, the Democrats hijacked the message and acted like they were the ones that did this for the people. Just like now. Think about how they try to spin and say a Republican shutdown and Republican healthcare crisis when everybody knows. But who won't know? 40 years from now, they won't remember this. And whoever's in control dictates history. So just know, the Democrats filibuster back in 1964, and now they did a shutdown for 41 days. In utterance of a filibuster because they wanted $1.5 trillion, free healthcare for illegals, and for left-wing radical publications to be financed. Now, let's get off into this where MSDNC, or should I say, they're no longer MSNBC, they're MS Now, which is BS now from what I've heard people saying. Check them out, losing it.
It's strange, Dean, to go back to the original sort of part of this conversation of whether he is a good deal maker. And in a way, it seems like the president is kind of getting what he wanted 40 days ago when all this started. He was out there saying that, oh, this is all about Democrats trying to give health care to illegal immigrants. He just said that to reporters moments ago, repeated that refrain that Democrats had actually very successfully pushed back against. Then there's all this energy. In the wake of the election on Tuesday, the president made remarks saying basically, wow, Republicans are being harmed by all of this, acknowledging that he was on his back foot. And now here he is winning again. How do we do it?
The Democrats, I don't understand how a Democratic senator goes, wow, we won really big. Let me cave now. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
Well, maybe to Anthony's point, if they were cynical, like if we wanted just to hold this out until we get through the election and then.
That's clip. See, they just cannot deal with it. And they're right. But here's the kicker. The only reason it was hurting Republicans is because the lamestream media and these radical, deranged Democrats kept spinning it. And you got a bunch of ignorant people out there who aren't going to do any research, who aren't going to check what's going on. But check out this. I love watching the cackling hens lose it.
Even commitment to have a vote. So the bottom line is the Democrats went into this after a blue wave out of the American people saying we do want the opposition. We the working people want the Democratic Party to fight for them. And now they just caved and surrendered. I think Chuck Schumer, his days are over. If he cannot keep his caucus together, he needs to go. He needs to be replaced.
I completely disagree with you, Sonny, for this reason, what you rattled off. The Republicans run the executive branch.
Even commitment.
They cut that. I wanted to hear them because they're going to start getting into it. You know who else needs to be replaced? If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid. Hit that thumbs up because I will never ask you for a cash app, a donation, or a super chat. You hitting that like button is more than enough. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And whether you're subscribed already or subscribing now, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all so YouTube will make sure you get notified when I upload new videos. Sunny Hostin, she is the most opinionated loser on that show. Her own husband right now is going through one of the largest fraud indictments in New York State history for defrauding, wait for it, Medicaid, by suing Medicaid for procedures for people that they're not even supposed to get done. And guess who blew the whistle on that? The same person that put Kamala Harris in the spot when she asked, what would you do different than Joe Biden? It was Sunny Hostin's own big mouth that outed what her husband was doing. Well, yeah, my husband, he do this and he sues. People can't even get it. The insurance won't provide it, but he does it anyway and sues. Backfire. And what most people don't know, she's been suspended from Disney. So you're going to see episodes that already took place between last week and this week where Sunny Hostin's not there. Joy Behar will be missing for a few episodes. She's been suspended because fans have been giving it to him on the live set and they've been cussing him out and being disrespectful to him. And so Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar have both been suspended for multiple episodes by Disney. They just can't let them both do it at the same time. So I'm loving this. So let's check out what Fox News has to say about it, give their 2 cents on it, and then we'll come right back. Check this out.
They were upset, including leaders in the Democratic Party. Here's Bernie Sanders. Tonight was a very bad night. Zohran Mamdani, the new socialist mayor of New York, elect, he should be rejected, as should any politics willing to compromise on the basic needs of working people.
But as the mayor, he doesn't get a vote in this. So.
That's right. You got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. People want us to hold the line for a reason. This is not a matter of appealing to a base. It's about people's lives, Brian.
Yeah, Newsom, who he's now playing the role of tough guy. It's hard to know what role he's playing because he changes so much. We saw capitulation and betrayal of working Americans. The American people need more from their leaders, and this is Chuck Schumer. America's in the midst of a Republican-made healthcare crisis, a crisis of so severe, so urgent, and so devastating the American family. Okay, I can't even finish reading this. Here's the thing about
Ro Khanna.
Yeah, Ro Khanna, Senator Schumer should go. No longer effective to be replaced. He should be replaced. You can't lead the fight to stop healthcare premiums from skyrocketing for Americans. What will you fight for? But just real quick, what are you talking about? Obamacare is a thing that it needed emergency funding that was supposed to expire because Joe Biden's program says, we know this is unsustainable. Get us through the pandemic, throw money at it, but we're going to expire it. There's a rescue package that we didn't need. So with that going away, how is this Republican healthcare crisis? Right. Don't say farcical things.
Real quick, something extremely important I want to point out to you. As we go into January the 1st, open enrollment for insurance, health insurance, is happening right now. And for a lot of seniors, some that are just getting onto Medicare, many that are on Medicare, they're terrified. They don't know what's going on. You got Obamacare getting ready to expire, seeing with the tax credits. But at the end of the day, you do have a solution. My partnership with Chapter has been extremely helpful to seniors just like yourself if that's what you're looking for. They have skilled and unbiased agents that in less than a 20-minute phone call that's absolutely free, they can help you understand if the Medicare plan you got is the best one available on the market. Because it would suck to find out you've been paying into something and your prescriptions aren't covered and your doctor is no longer in network. It's just a short phone call. That's all it takes. So you can either visit the website, the askchapter.org/real politics, or call the number on the screen. Either which way, make sure you're protected with the best Medicare plan available. Contact Chapter. And he's right about that. I'm so sick of them trying to spin it on that. Not one Republican voted for Obamacare, which they conveniently changed to the Affordable Care Act, which is not affordable. The reason we need the subsidies is because it is so unaffordable. And the Democrats are the same ones who set the expiration date for December the 31st, 2025. So for this to be a Republican-led healthcare crisis, Republican-led shutdown, and then you have the lamestream media that is the most dominant as far as when it comes to the legacy old school method. They're the most dominant spewing lies. Luckily for you and I, most people don't watch them. Even their own people don't watch them. The internet is undefeated. And so we got people like you that are out there doing your research, that are looking, that are watching, that are understanding, comprehending, and sharing the truth with other people. Is that the Democrats had nothing going when they started this shindig. They did this crap just to try to appease those left-wing radicals. And now all they've done is really pissed them off. And not only that, you're going to be pissed off a lot of your voters that are going to say, what's the point? Why would you put us through that? If you're going to walk away with nothing, you should have just let us keep going on with our lives. But you made us go through pain. You made us suffer while you got paid. And now you close out and you quit with nothing. It shows. Democrats aren't used to dealing with a real deal maker. Any other Republican president might have folded under the pressure. But Trump's a real businessman, not a politician. He's a businessman that got into politics. Most politicians have never been in business. But when you're a businessman that gets into politics, you know how you built your brand by being honest, by balancing your budget, and by hiring the right people around you. Loyalty is a must in a successful business. But the Democrats and the lamestream media try to act like, oh, Trump loyalists, as if Biden didn't have, he still got loyalists. We saw the man close to death on stage. And you got people like Kamala, Scamala, you got KJP, the worst press secretary in history, like, oh no, I still have belief. I still don't see anything. Where it's like, what? What are you talking about? That y'all, you're really a liar. But I just wanted to bring y'all the good news. If you hadn't heard already, the shutdown has ended. The Democrats has caved, and it's what we knew all along. So it is what it is. I just wanted to bring y'all that information. You know what I mean? If you've hung out and you watched it up to this point, I want to just say thank you so much from the top and bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. I apologize for the last few days. I was a little bit under the weather, but I'm back now, baby. So I wanted to get started with this great information on a Monday morning. Other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell. I want to thank you from the top and bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate you for watching. And if you haven't, hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. Most importantly, I want you to stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.